Hello there, friends. Mr. E here, reporting live for Sloptide News Network, your most trusted source for all things Darktide and, of course, Slop. Today's update brings you a introduction of a live event called CARTEL's FAVOURS, and this event is going to be incorporating a lot of different effects and a lot of different boons that have existed in previous events, some that exist in normal and auric games, some that exist in only Havoc games, and putting it all together in one big combination. Now, personally, this event is a little bit annoying because it's covered in pox gas, but hey, if you are a new player or you're a person who just started a new character as part of a weirdo challenge run, then you'll be greatly benefited from any of these events that offer lots and lots of resources to the characters. And of course, there is a little bit of a cosmetic insignia in addition if you are able to complete the highest tier. But before we get into the specifics of all that, and we'll also be looking at the cosmetic shop to see what rotated in today, then you should subscribe to Mr. E and by extension Sloptide News Network and make certain that you are not missing any updates for Darktide, as it's going to be quite a big year for this game, I imagine. Let's start here and read the primer on what exactly Cartel's Favor is in terms of an event. Warband. The cartels have opened their vaults, granting access to enhanced stims to help fight the rising tide. Dismayed by the state of the city and keen to show their worth, the cartel's chemists have cooked up a special batch of enhanced stims and distributed them throughout Tertium. These are particularly effective against the recent spate of pox gas attacks that the admonition has unleashed on the populace. Get out there and put them to the test. So in practice, what this means is we are going to be looking at a combination of no less than 4 different mechanics that we have seen across a variety of game modes up to this point. The first of which is that these maps are all going to have not only the Pox Gas modifier, but the Pox Gas plus Pox Bombers modifier in effect. So you're going to be seeing the Nurgle pustules everywhere that are putting out green gas, plus you're going to be getting inundated by tons of Pox Bombers throwing like Peyton Manning from 500 yards and landing squarely on top of you. And that's really, really fun, I say with all the sarcasm I can muster. In addition, the enemies are also capable of using stims. They can use stims in the same way that enemies can do in Havoc when there is the corrupted stims modifier. So if you have never encountered this before, perhaps look at one of my guides and how that actually works, but just look out for the enemies with the colored glowing eyes, red, yellow, green, and blue. The blue and green guys are a little bit tankier. The red and yellow guys are going to do a little bit more damage. That's what you should be on the lookout for and be aware of in the mix of enemies here. And in addition to this, you will receive some benefits as players so that you can effectively counteract the enemy aggression. First of which is that there is going to be a lot of stims on the map. There are many stims scattered all around on top of some crates that have been added in specifically for the event. There are some in all of the containers. If you need a stim, you can turn around and walk 5 feet and probably find one. When you use these stims, you get benefits. You get additional benefits to the normal stim effects. It seems to, and I could not test this firmly and conclude, but it seems to mirror a previous event that we had. It was during the either destroy the rations or eat the rations event, where one of those options was giving you the subsequent day the additional effects, lingering effects to your stims. And so I believe that is what is going on here. And there's another stacking benefit to using these stims is that you get resistance to pox gas while you have these stims in your system. So you actually build this up over the course of the game. I couldn't tell whether they fall off or not, but yeah, it does seem to help with the pox gas, which will be great because the arenas are typically pretty dang full of it. So if you like using stims, then this is going to be a pretty good map for you. Of course, if you're going Hive Scum, you can bring your own stims, your Cartel Special, and those Cartel Specials will receive similar buffs. They will be buffed as well, so you won't be left out in the fun. Or you can run Cartel Specialists and just pick up the stims in the map. You will have plenty to sustain even the worst addiction possible. Now, this event is going to be running through the 16th of February, and the progress track, the ultimate progress track, will reward this little insignia here that goes next to your portrait frame. I think it looks all right. Let's look at the progress track in game here. As you can see, the maximum progress is only 10 total games. not really that much of an ask, honestly, and you can get most of the rewards, the ones that most people care about, like plasteel and diamantine, by completing only 6 games, and then the last 4 games reward you both $150,000 dues and that little insignia thing that goes next to your portrait frame there. In order to get these missions, if you haven't done one before, you'll just need to run to the mission terminal and look for missions that have the little crucis icon, the thing that you can find next to the word special event there on the right side of the screen. And this, as I said, is going to last until the 16th of February. That might just be speculation, but that seems about the right time, and it does follow a trend of Fat Shark having events that terminate right when new announcements are put out. And that would, to me, seem like a good time to be around the right time period to announce what might be coming for the spring update, which we can expect sometime in mid to late March. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the Commodore's Vestures, since that did also rotate today, and I figure we'll just combine 2 Sloptides into one. We're looking at the Truscan Warhounds sets here, I believe that's what they're called, and you know, personally, I'm not a huge fan of these white spray painted versions, but if you like the snowy aesthetic or even looking for one of these nice fur hats, this is the week to get your fur hats, guys. There's definitely a lot of good ones in the shop right now, although the weapon skins are a little bit lacking, gonna be honest with you, because most of them are just recolors with white, white instead of some default color there. And there's a backpack as well. We've got Cold Fire here. I wish this had like blue flames instead, but I don't think it does. And we get some okay helmets. For Psyker here, the one thing of note to me personally is that there is Icefall Shard, which is one of only a couple of Force Greatsword skins. Not exactly the most beautiful Force Greatsword skin in the world, but it's a skin. If you are a Force Greatsword user and you want something to stand out in some way, you can grab this one. That is going to be available for a little while. And then finally we have Ogren here, who's got a shovel and the kickback/rumbler the gun there, and a new backpack. I don't think I've seen this one in the shop before, as well as, again, another nice fur hat. Nothing new on Hive Scum, and of course nothing new on Arbitrator, so don't get your hopes up there. Well, that's all I have for this Sloptide news update, guys. If you are interested, I am, of course, going to be streaming the next 3 days subsequently, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, following the life and adventures of Life Alert here, my new veteran, who is attempting to climb 1 to 40 Havoc with a ridiculous series of detrimental modifiers gifted to me by my lovely viewers. So that is available for you to watch. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching, guys. Misery out of here. Bye-bye.